So I'm gonna narc on a few things in Fortnite, just like how I do with COD, except for less harsh because at least this game treats us better than COD. Like I quit COD. I don't play it anymore. But anyways, moving on from that whole heap hole of a mess, I'm gonna complain about the UI, like everyone else is complaining about the UI this season. But there's extra stuff because people don't really like that these are separate. I agree. They should be separate, but they at least should be an option because I do kind of like that emotes are separate. That's the only thing I'd like. Everything else can be back to being merged, even though this also could be separate because I don't really care for it. I don't have any skin that can use my banner. I don't have any skin that can use a loading screen because I haven't even made those yet, but they plan on doing that. And lobby music is never going to be added to any characters, so that makes sense, you know? But on top of all of this, you can't shuffle, and you can't undo recent changes. It's just all these three, which these three they added, but for some reason they don't add back the other two buttons that they added, like 2 seasons ago, I believe, at least, or maybe 3 seasons ago. Like these recent changes, I do not know why you don't adapt them to this new UI. So, I mean, it's whatever, you know. Like that's the most asked part because I wanted to use shuffle eventually because I mean I had a plan to, but now there's just no point using shuffle because I can't even use it if I wanted to, and for two it won't even shuffle emotes or raps with it because they're separate. Like at least give an option to merge them if you want them to be separate, you can be separate because I would keep emotes separate, to be honest. I'd rather that because I wouldn't have to copy and paste my emotes to every single loadout and you know, just whatnot. But moving on from the UI, well, actually, no. Like, I like the look of it again, but because the consistency of it. But I do hate both UIs for the lobby and the locker because holding down to emote is just not it. It's so ass, and it's also bugged to where if you like try to like emote too much, it just won't let you emote and it'll just scroll you down. Why? It's like they forget about controller players. They didn't because they obviously, you know, thought of it. But I just preferred like square to search because plus when you look down, it could probably keep this part, the one you're on top of the screen, so it confuses you to where you're scrolling. That's fun, very fun. I do not know why they had to make it like this. It's just not it. It makes the screen look more like cluttered because your scrolling is just messed up. I preferred the old way, and I hope they could just adapt the old way to this, but it's whatever. They're not going to change the lobby. The locker, on the other hand, I do hope they change because this is just not it. I mean, they removed 2 buttons that they recently added, and one I was hoping to actually use. It's so ass that you have to individually change everything now. And it's yeah. But moving on from what I've already complained about, let's complain about something different. Phoenix's backbling, this is how it looks like. Vulpez's backbling is bigger than Phoenix's. I do not know why. As you can see, like, it covers the collar more, and if I switch back, you can see more of the collar. You can see the emblem on the back, and if I do this, you don't see the emblem at all. Also, it doesn't have physics, but I don't mind that. Like, this is the exact same issue with the Frozen Red Shield, because the Frozen Red Shield used to be bigger than it was, for some reason, but now I believe it's the exact same size as the Red Shield. Where is the Red Shield? Yeah, I believe it's the exact same size now. Because for some reason it was just abnormally huge for whatever reason. Because they just messed up on simple retextures. I do not know how. On top of messing up on simple retextures, Vulpez's tail lifts up when you jump, as opposed to going more down like how physics actually would work. It's very weird. And on top of that, I guess while I'm at it, I'll talk about another thing. Rook. I don't know when this happened, but her collar is screwed up. The textures are screwed up. And that's no good. I like Rook. She was my original main. And she's now messed up slightly. I mean, at least you don't see it like from the back that much. I mean, you do see that awful line, but you know, you don't focus on it because your character's not up and close to your camera. And on top of that, the Frozen Red Knight, actually, another issue with a simple retexture, is that it's missing the little knot on the right arm's band. As you can see with Frozen Love Ranger, that's how it's supposed to look like, obviously, you know? That's how Fortnite had it, because that's all the little reskins that they did. Like, this does have, like, more modeling to it, like, he is shirtless, and it has a toga, whatever that's called. But the pants are roughly the exact same. And this is basically the exact same, just removed the dog tags and gave her a helmet. It's all just texture, bump mapping at it. So, like, the fact that they have missed out on something, as well as making the shield bigger, is ass. But the shield is at least fixed now, so there's that. That was an issue back in Season 7, so that's what it was. And a different issue is with another porting over thing, but this one is at least, I guess, a bit, you know, acceptable. With the wheels, as you can see, there's the smaller line on the tread is inward. That's correct. But the line, how they're pointing, is not how they are in Rocket League. In Rocket League, it's pointing up to the left and pointing down to the right on the left wheel. The right wheel is correct. That's how it looks like in Rocket League. It's pointing up to the right and down to the left. That's how it should be. However, like, I don't even know how they messed that up on the left one. Like, it's inverse how it is. But if I change the wheels, like, because this is just a visual bug, at least in the locker. Because when you're actually in the game, it looks like how this tread looks. Which is, the lines are pointing down to the right, up to the left on the right wheel. And that's not how it is. And also, the smaller line is outward. I don't even know how they messed this up. It's very weird. But it's whatever. It's like they mirrored the wheel on the right. Because, like, it's correct. Like, when you look at it from here, it's correct. When you look at it from here, it's not. That's just weird. I don't even know how they messed up the texturing for the left wheel. Like, it's just weird. But on top of that, also another thing, but this is like, they're not going to fix this. Like, there's no point in asking them to fix this. I'm just pointing this out because, you know, I like pointing out tiny details. But the inside of the doors for the interior is slightly inaccurate, or actually completely inaccurate. The rest of the interior is fine. It's just that, the doors. That's the only thing inaccurate. But, you know, it's whatever. You know, I don't really mind it, because I'm not going to look in the inside that much. I'm actually surprising that they made the interior accurate as much as they could, because they obviously cartoonized it. It's just the outside that is basically the only thing that actually looks good, because it was made for a different game. They didn't have cartoony proportions for anything that they collabed with. I mean, they still try to do accurate proportions, but they obviously make it a little bit fit well with the art style of Fortnite. And while I'm here, also because I, you know, remembered it, but in the passenger seat, your character's slightly lifted above, so that adds more chances for clipping through the roof from the cab, because your character's higher in the seat than they are in the driver's seat. It's very weird, but it's whatever, you know? They could probably fix that, I guess, but they'd have to fix that for individual cars, which is also why there's not as many cars ported over to Rocket Racing as there is in Fortnite. I don't know why they're like, they don't do like the Dominus or the Backfire or anything. I don't know why they don't choose those, but it's whatever. Like, you know, they're obviously wanting to make money out of this mode, but nah, it's whatever. I mean, at least the Ferrari's gonna come back, and I hope the Ferrari 296 comes back, because that was already modeled. They just have to change it up a little bit, because I think like the handling of it's gonna be different, because it needs to be basically the exact same as the Whiplash. So yeah, because they already have it modeled. They have the interior model, they have the exterior model, because like that was the first car from Rocket League into Fortnite, but it wasn't because of Rocket League, it was because they wanted to collab with Ferrari. So it's kind of funny. But yeah, that's about it basically with my video. I think I've covered everything.